Okay, we are live again. Day 5. This is day 5. I've been working on something else and I want to show you that as well, but then we're still going to focus on the EA thing. Now, what I'm thinking is we already have 2 sub-skills, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a bit, but we can use those 2 sub-skills and ask Claude what are other sub-skills that are similar. That's probably what we're going to do to move on. And if that doesn't make sense, don't worry, stay tuned. It will. In the meantime, before it makes sense, check this out. I'm really happy about this. So, I'm taking this YouTube streaming thing a lot more serious. And I'm building this app, just a local app, desktop thing, which, is not in its full form, but right now, this is what you can do with vibe coding, agentic engineering, software development, whatever you want to call it. It's just making code happen in the easiest way possible. Check this out. This is all my YouTube videos that I've done so far, broken down into the 3 categories: videos, shorts, live. And these are the live videos so far. I need to remove this because this was during the testing. Is audio good? Yeah, during the testing. And then we got these ones. And you can actually edit everything here. You can click edit. And then you have all these different tabs, which give you all the options, pretty much all the options on YouTube. You just connect your YouTube account to it. And yeah, still working on it. I want to have a full transcript and I want to be able to set everything up in chapters. I've said that in the past couple of streams, like I'm gonna have chapters so that people watching not live can just quickly see, like, is there a topic that I'm interested in that he's talking about? And I'm gonna do that through this because check this out. There's a little mini rocket chimp, but this one's called vid chimp. And you click on him, expands into a chat box, and then you have open router, which is an aggregator, which gives you all the large language models. And then you can chat with it, but here's the thing. It ingests all the content that I have, transcripts of the content with the timestamps and all the topics, and is basically an expert on me. So once you have enough videos, you can make a large language model an expert on you. You just make a knowledge base that hasn't been implemented yet, but that's what I'm working on. And then basically I can talk to him, VidChimp, because he's a he, and ask him questions. Right now it works. I've said this before, it works, and then I tried it and then it didn't work. This time it works. Okay, let's see. Hi, tell me you work. Okay, it worked. Cool. Okay, we're good. Probably an important thing I should do is set up the chat and do that. Got excited. Where's the chat? Here it is. There we go. All right, I can see the chat. Pretty soon I'm going to put the chat over here so that I can actually look at the camera. But yeah, let's actually begin talking about what we're going to actually do today, which is the EA skill. So I'm going to give a quick brief overview on that. Long story short, there's an MCP from MT5, and there's Claude. Those 2 things mean you can tell Fable to control trading for you. And the aspect of trading that we want to control specifically is creating algorithms. So, create this EA, this expert advisor, which is basically a trading bot. And we want to make that so automatic and so efficient and so cheap that it's really easy. You can just type, all right, do this, add this rule, run it, let's see if it works, get the results, full results, and see if it works or not without having to manually go set the, configure everything, set the leverage, set the capital, initial balance that you have, set the parameters. It can do some of that stuff for you as well. Compile the code, even write the code, all this stuff fully automated. So that's what we're building. And the way that we are doing it is we're going to have a main skill. Let me actually show you with the Claude here. I'm going to have a main skill, which is called EA. And by the way, I will be open sourcing all of this. And you can just use this main skill to trigger all the other sub skills. And what I mean by that is you trigger EA, you say do this, whatever it is that I want you to do, and then it goes ahead and chooses one of those two, and then hopefully by the end of this we have many more, all of which are useful, and then goes straight to doing the correct thing. And essentially what these things do is they just set it up so that of all the API calls that you have, which are many, provided to you by MetaQuotes, you choose the correct one. And you don't have to go through every single one of those every single time that you want Fable to do something for you, because that's how these large language models work. They basically go through all of it just to find the correct one, the thing that you want, close a position, whatever it is. But for us, it's going to be, where is it? More of these ones, like read the files, create new folders, delete files, do these sorts of things. Instead of going through every single one of those just to do one thing, and then because you're going over so many of them, you could, one, choose the wrong thing. By you, I mean Fable will choose the wrong thing, okay, and so that's a higher chance of error. And two is it just costs more tokens because there's just so many more words that it has to go through, and this is a large language model. It has to go through the words, and that's what you're paying for. And so it becomes more efficient and more accurate, simply because you created the skill which says, look, you don't have to go through every single one of these tool calls. I guess they're technically tool calls. These API functions. You already know which one I want. Do this one. Or, and this is more accurate, do this one, and then this one, and then this one. And that's what I mean by run a backtest on this currency. Just, a little sequence, which by the way is also called an algorithm, not like a trading bot algo, but this is an algorithm. It's a set of rules, and the rules are go do this, and this, and this. And that's exactly what we have here with these two already, and we're going to be building more of them. All right, first what I want to do is I want to go over the format of these two, EA IDE and EA Walk. And by the way, let me know if you're on the chat. Let me know if you want to talk about things, if you have other things to check, because this is kind of free and flexible. We're going to do whatever we can do. We're vibe coding, we're learning, and I genuinely am curious about the different things that we can do, because it will help even with creating these sorts of ideas. Okay, so we have these two, and what I want to do is I want to check the format of these two, compare them, and see if it's consistent enough that we can say what else falls within this format that we can do. And essentially what it's going to do is say, all right, let me look at this reference sheet, okay, and see like what are other things that are actually useful for this family, this skill family. So what I'm going to type is this. Let's go here. We have two subskills in the EA family. Both of which are useful, particularly for ideation. And I'm gonna just put in brackets, creating a new expert advisor, modifying it, quickly testing it. That's basically it, but I feel like I really want to say and something, but no, that's basically it. Creating a new expert advisor, modifying it. We'll throw the and over here. And quickly testing it. Give me a brief, should I say analysis, or give me a brief reminder of what these two skills do. EAIDE. I'm gonna put the other one also EA walk. Oh no. Come back. Alright, EA walk. Sometimes when I click enter, it just does the thing where it turns into a command, and sometimes it doesn't, and I'm not sure why. But that's okay. Alright, so give me a brief reminder of what these two skills do. Also, tell me about the format that is being used for all three existing skills in this family. I want to give it a little more context, so I want to say, I ask because I want proper indexing for future sub-skills we'll be creating. And I want suggestions of new sub-skills that help us with our purpose. I want to say that aid kind of the goal of creating ideas. I already have the goal written here. That's the thing. So I don't want to type it all over again. I just want to emphasize that this is the kind of the goal. I defined it as ideation. So I'm going to say which are useful, particularly for ideation. Skills that are useful, particularly, yeah. And then it'll know that I mean those three things. Yeah, so Control C. Nice. Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't think we need medium for this. Let's see what happens. What do we have? What do we have here? I've done this before for other skills that I use very frequently, so I know it works. And indexing, basically indexing a kind of like making a family, does make it better and cheaper. And I'll show you. I showed in another stream, but might as well show again. This is the prime example of this. Like, this is where I realized that this is extremely useful. It's these skills, these OV skills. And this is it's just like a mind map, kind of mental map for all the projects that I work on. I have all these projects, like open this map, and all these projects have like a node graph of the architecture. And that node graph, whenever I have ideas, whenever I have something that I think could be important, but I want to sleep on it. Like I don't want to rush into it because maybe tomorrow I change my mind, but I don't want to forget it. So I just say add it to the OV widget, like overview or Joverview or whatever it's called. And I create those little skills. Like, look, this one's called Joverview. It's the map for this app, and I have the local host for it. You know, this one kind of breaks the structure. But here, Coverview, Boverview, you know, no overview. It's just overview because it's an overview widget, and it's really useful. It's really quick, and long story short, you're able to take like the entire project, strip it into little pieces, have it so organized that it doesn't cost very many tokens to go and add things and change things. It's very efficient. It's very useful. If you're thinking of like Graphify, it's kind of what it's kind of the same purpose as Graphify. It's just Graphify is really good for really large code bases. But then if you do it on like a small app that's just on your computer, though, it's just there as a tool, right? Then it's expensive. You don't need that much work really for something like that. And adding a whole kind of map that goes over through everything is too much. This is like the mini version of Graphify. Much faster, much cheaper. And yeah, so I know that this strategy of making a skill with like a skill family works. And when you say OV, just slash OV in this, it triggers the correct one. I'll show you some of these skills that already exist. OV hunt, fan out subagents to hunt orphans, bugs, dead or incomplete code. What that means is sometimes when you write code and you're just very aggressive with adding features and modifying features. So you have a feature, you say make this change, I don't want it to be this way, even though I told you to make it this way a couple of sessions ago. What's going to happen is it sometimes, more often than not, won't completely strip away, delete all the code associated with that feature, and it just exists. And it just leaves it there, and it doesn't connect to anything. There's no dependency, it doesn't go anywhere. And then it's just there, it's ugly, and it confuses Fable in the future when you tell it do this thing, do that thing, because that exists there. It's not even redundant. It just exists for no reason. That's called an orphan. So this skill hunts for those things, along with like little bugs, little silent failures is what I likes to call it, which is something that fails, doesn't work, but it's not consequential enough that you see it immediately. You know, I went a little too heavy with that one, but OV new, right? Graphify doesn't do this, is my point. Like it's a little different. It's a fast, little efficient version. Graphify will give you everything all the time, always. And then you have to go through everything all the time, always, if you want to find anything. So this is a little different, I would say. OV new is to create a new overview map widget. And then long story short, what it does is it creates these. So all these different projects that I have, I'll just create these desktop icons. And then I can double click it and go to it. So nice little feature. OV add is probably one of the most useful ones. It's when I have something and I want to add something and I want to say like, if I had an idea, right, and I wanted to put it into my map, basically my list for things that can be done, but I don't want to think about it right now because I'm doing other things, like I'm eating food. I can just say OV add. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even use the actual skill. I just say add this, use the OV widget. See, I don't even need to think about it. That's the whole point. So add to the OV widget this potential idea, and then it just adds it as a finding. Later on, when I say summarize all the findings, the critical ones, the medium ones, everything, whatever, just what do we have to work on? it'll give me a really clean summary of the things that I want. So very organized. Let me show you. I just made all of these kind of work in the same way. They're just a little useful skills. Let me show you the video curator one for the app that I just showed you. So you got this node graph. It shows you all the different things. And one of the things I want to do with the video widget thing that I just showed you is I want to put it online. If I'm going to do that, I need a database, because then if I don't have a database, I don't have like row level security and all this stuff, I can be hacked. And so I want to forget about it for now, because I don't want to put it up now. Like, I'm still working on it, doing it. I don't even have it on GitHub, which is, for anyone that doesn't know, just a place that you store it, have a backup. So I don't have the secrets, and that's what this is showing me here. It's saying, hold on. So if I click on it, it'll open this up here, and it's saying like, hey, you started the Google Auth thing, which is basically you click your email and then it logs in, but you didn't finish it. Like, you didn't do anything. It's just on your desktop right now. That's what I want, right? But for the end goal that I described, it's a critical failure. It doesn't even exist. And I said this is the whole point. And so it's calling it a blocker because this blocks everything. And if I really want to focus only on this specific, blocker, I can just go here, click this, paste it into Claude, and Claude will know because this is the identification, like this is the ID for it. And then it'll read this, and then there's already some backend code to make sure that all this kind of fits nicely. And so it'll gain context very quickly and very cheaply, the most important thing. Well, I don't know if it's the most, very accurately, efficiently, cheaply, everything. It's the best. Right now we only have these three, and pretty simple little things that I don't need to worry about. But yeah, I've got a little log also. It logs all of the different things that we do. Cute. Very useful. Anyway, I want to do later on something similar to this kind of structure for the EA skill family as well. And I want to have a different UI layout, because when I did this OV thing, I wasn't very particular with the UI. And so that's why it looks very made by AI, right? All of the AI made apps look the same. They just have like this card, and then there's like the thing on the left. And so it just makes it look cheap, because people will see that and think, oh, it's AI sketchy. And so it's actually very easy to make it not look like that. I'm going to do something like that. I don't know what yet, but that's one of the things I need to do. In the meantime, before we get to the fun part, I'm going to actually build the thing. Oh, comment. Third monitor. Yeah, I need a third monitor. I'm going to put the third monitor here so that I can quickly see the chat and then actually talk to you. What are you building? So I'm building I'm building a skill family, and what that for expert advisors. So for trading, this there's an MCP, and the MCP by MT5, this tool here. I'm not gonna click it because it shows you your credentials, like the secret thing, and then you can control all my trades for me. But I'm building it basically to automate making expert advisors. And so what I mean by that is this is the code that does the algo bot for you. And you can connect Claude directly to it, and then it has full access to everything. So I'm just making that extremely, extremely automated. And yeah, we're slowly building that. You're on homepage. Know that you're successful. Thank you, Jason. I said 3D monitor, not a third one. Oh, why 3D monitor? Like 3D, like so I can see deep into my monitor. I mean, 3D monitors, maybe I'm confused. Um, but ironically, I was thinking of getting a third monitor a lot, and I actually got it. I'm waiting for it to come online because every time, like you see me now, right? The camera's over here, and because it's a wide lens, it doesn't really show, but I'm turning my whole head like around like this just to see anything on this monitor here. Nice little vertical monitor. But yeah, that's where we are. And that's what I'm doing. So right now I have two of the skills. And here's the answer. We'll go over it. But really quick refresher. I got these two skills. And I'm asking about these two skills specifically in this family. And I don't have the UI for it. I don't have anything ready for it yet. But they do work. They're fully functional. So I asked it. Like, can you tell me about these sub skills? Just because I want to feed the session with context so that we can create the new one in the same format. Want to see what I build? If you like, we can do collab. Yes. Yes, show me. Can I find it online? Is it online? This what I'm building is gonna take forever, and I'm okay with that, to be honest. So might as well just see what you guys are building, and like we can also share. Like if it's not something, if it's secure, like if you have a database, you know, and you're good, might as well show as many people as possible and get ideas, constructive criticism, that sort of stuff. It helps. Yes, it's online. What is it? How can I access it? Here's some suggestions, by the way. I'll come back to this later. Sometimes it'll suggest things that just aren't good, and you have to differentiate between like if it's good or not. Fix map on GitHub. I think if you write it, it will come. Let me write it and let me see if it comes. I've done the same thing that I did this map thing skill for all the other thing. Hold on, let me. Fix map. Is it the same? It's a map. Is it the same purpose as me? Like just to organize everything? Oh no, what's this? Fix map. GitHub repo. There's two. Wait, is this the same one? I think it's this one. Or I mean, Lego Geek. I don't see Lego Geek anywhere here in the name. Yeah, I think this is the same one. I'm just gonna click this one. Let me know if it isn't. First link. Okay, nice. I clicked it before I saw first link. Alright, well, since it's already there and it's ready. Oh. Okay, here's an interesting thing to read. The problem fixed map solves. Coding agents are fast after they find the right context. The expensive mistakes happen before the first edit. Opening a plausible file instead of the definition that owns the behavior, missing the nearest test or workspace specific test command. Treating an unresolved diff as no changes. What's diff? Hold on. I'm that incapable. Diff coding. I always thought of diff as like put two things together and see which one is which. And coding a diff code for a difference. Yeah. comparison between two files. Difference, yeah. Treating unresolved diff as no changes. Yeah, first one, I got it. Wait, what does that mean? Treating unresolved diff as no changes. I don't know what that part means. Reviewing a change without an explicit map. Well, let me zoom. Of affected code and risk. Is that so that the dependencies without an explicit map of affected code and risk? Ah, true. Sometimes okay, I know what you mean. Okay, this is a big thing because sometimes, and this is the orphans thing, like I was talking about earlier, is it will say this and it always says surgical fix. I don't know why this is just the term that always comes up. It'll say I'll do a surgical fix. It'll do the surgical fix, and it'll just leave things completely orphans, right? So I'm getting a call. I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Yo, dude. Oh, he hung up. Yo, dude, I'm in the middle of streaming. I'll call you after, okay? All right, diff. Back to what I was saying about your thing, the orphans. Yeah. Yes. Risk map. Hmm. Like that one could be really useful. How do you do all this though? What's like the mechanism? Never against each other. Yeah, so from my understanding so far, the fixed map is more focused on, and you let me know if I'm wrong, it's more focused on like mapping out the problems specifically, not like mapping out everything kind of like mine. This is more targeted towards issues, specifically making sure that when a fix is made, it's made correctly and it doesn't ruin other things. Is there like a UI element to it, component to it? Also, there is no LLM behind it. It's deterministic. Ooh. Wait, how does that work? How does that work? Is it like okay, now I'm confused. Now I'm really confused. Because now I went from feeling like an agentic engineer back to just a vibe coder. I understand what you mean by deterministic. Like it's an algorithmic process. There's like you don't need a large language model to go potentially hallucinate, and you can just have it be like a mathematical thing. Like 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. But how do you make it fix long kind of code without semantic language? I think it's called basically English language and tokens and everything that makes up a large language model. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and then we'll see what happens. You know what changed my life? Control C. No, I was gonna say Control A to copy everything. But everyone knows Control C and Control V. I'm telling you, once you get Control A, you're basically a software developer. That's how that works. Okay. Calm down. If anyone just got offended, like, all right. install this repo. Install this repo. I'm gonna say just give me a basic summary or repo and explain it to me with no tech / syntax jargon. How does it deterministically fix? I'm gonna do this. Fix code. The reason I do this is because if you do that, then it'll widen what fix means. So I don't want to say debug because I don't know if it's just debugging. I don't want to say like hunt orphans, you know, those sorts of things. But I do fix just as an overarching term. You know what? I am a prompt engineer if I'm not anything else. I'm telling you. Telling you. Yo, what's up, my boy? Not much. What's up with you, my boy? Heal. Heal. Did I type something wrong? Neo. Neo meow. He will heal. Like hell? I don't know. I don't know, but it's okay. Thank you for joining. All right, let's see what this is all about. I'll clone. Okay, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Look, I want to say something. I'm pretty good with English. Okay, took high level English. I'm not even like, my native language is Arabic, right? I mean, with English, I'm good enough that now that semantic language, basically using terms and English and grammar and speaking to the purpose of something, can produce code, I have a good edge and I can understand things. It's just the syntax that you need to be good at math with. So I'm gonna read this. I think I'll get it, but we'll see. We'll see. There are always gonna be things if you're not an actual programmer with like language that you just don't get if you don't know what the term is. Mashallah, bro. Thank you. Habibi, you too. Just having a morning chai mate. Oh, okay. Nice. All right. What does this actually do? What does it do? This guy commented, say, check my repo, Lego Geek. If he commented on this live stream telling us to check it, he worked on it. So let's give it a really fair shot and figure it out. All right. What is actually? Here's the important surprise. First, fix repo doesn't fix code at all, despite the name. It never changes a single file. It's a map maker. Okay. You hand it descriptions of a problem. Password reset, email fail, link to init, hands back a short report saying, start looking here. Oh, check your work with this, careful around this. Here's what I'm unsure about. So it's like a pointer. It's like a nozzle for the large language model. Like the large language model is I don't know, like a pipe putting out water. This is like a nozzle and it just points like, look here, goes straight to here. But then it's also like multiple nozzles that spin around correctly using, you know, the brain of someone who knows code. I'm assuming a little better than I do, and targeting, like, look specifically for this. Kind of like how I knew the word orphans, and then I knew find orphans, and then I made that skill, the OV hunt thing I was talking about earlier. That's my understanding so far. All right, thank you. No worries. Go. You got it. You gotta go. I'm gonna look into this more. Thank you actually for letting me know about it, because it's deterministic, which means basically it's algorithmic, which means it's basically free because I'm using my CPU. So this could be a really big help for me in saving tokens. Legit. Thank you, Lego Geek. All right, we'll continue to read this. Mouse tracking. Steam is hard to focus for me. Just my opinion. Mouse tracking stream. Ah. Are you a real dev? I think I am. I think I am. What do you mean by real dev? Like I know a programming language? I kind of know one. And that one is MQL5. I don't know if you can call it a dev because this was made using C++, but MQL5 it's called. Where does it say MQL5? It doesn't say MQL. Here, .mq5. But it was made for economists. I'm sorry about the mouse tracking. I'll try to go a little less. But long story short, this was made to be extra simple so that economists like me, who, maybe we're not that interested in programming, coding, and, learning all the syntax and all the possibilities, can get away with, writing code. And so it's super simplified, especially relative to other like full languages like C++. And like there's a huge limit on what's possible with it, but it's still a programming language. It means you can still do pretty much anything. I bet you can create Minecraft and run it on MT5 if you really wanted to. That's what I mean by you can do anything you want with it. But what's the limitation? You can't create Minecraft and run it outside of MT5. See what I mean? And what I know so far is like obviously these are the parameter settings, which are basically like globals. And these, like each one of these has the way that it functions is basically it's like a function, but it has to have functions below it. Oh, my bad with this. Is this an algo thing for MetaTrader? Yes, this is exactly an algo thing for MetaTrader. It is the trading bot is what it is, but it's the same logic, like the MQL5 logic can be used for writing other scripts, creating indicators, but mostly it's used for EAs, and you choose a different type of file. And what I've learned is that you can basically with AI, with large language models, especially even before, like this was the workflow. When ChatGPT makes a mistake, and I'm talking about like O3, maybe 3.0 model, like third version of GPT, you could still get away with creating like this code because it's so simple relative to like other bigger codes or languages, I mean. And if you understand this concept, there's globals and there's functions. Then what you can do is say, give me the global and the function for it, so I can paste just those into my code base or into my file or whatever. You don't even have to have the correct language I didn't before, and it works. And when you get compilation errors, they just show up down here, like down here, and then you copy them, like you just Control C, paste it in, and it fixes it. And that's basically my experience as a developer. I'm just trying to vibe code to become a millionaire. We all are. Believe me. Honestly, you should do vibe coding trade algos. I don't know what you are building right now. I am. Right now, I'm just making it extremely cheap to build a bunch of ideas. And what I want to do is I want to build ideas based on different videos. Like if I find an idea, video, concept, especially if it's like a more difficult one, like statistical arbitrage from Edward Thorpe. This guy, like for I think 20 years or something, was just consistently winning crazy amounts. Okay, and he has a strategy called statistical arbitrage, and it's a little too much math for me personally. But if I have a really streamlined approach, connecting the logic to the large language model, then I think maybe we'll see. I can delegate that math to the large language model, so long as I understand the strategy enough. But we'll see, I would love to learn and see you building trading Algos. Thank you. I'll open source this one. This is done, and then I'm gonna focus hard on just creating algos. Because I've built probably 100 algos so far. One of them is like really nice. It's called the Fibbo scaler. Consistently making crazy money, and the distances between the entries are far enough that I promise you, and I know because I've been doing this for a long time. It's resistant to latency. It's resistant to slippage. Okay, it works. Like it actually works, and even brokers that will have like a limit to how close you can place an order, right? You need a hedging account though. Long story short, it's really nice. But then I tried a walk forward test with different, like starting different points, and it failed. And so even though many times it was giving me really good results, technically it doesn't have edge. It's one of those strategies like martingale that will trick you into thinking, okay, this has edge, and very quickly will give you money, but then blows up. And so what I want to do is I want to find a strategy that isn't like that. Right now I have money in one of the signals, and I got in a little early, and I made some money. It's nice, but I haven't made my expert advisor that I'm fully confident in, that I put my money in, and that's what I want to do. I want to go away from the guy who, yeah, he's making me money, and go into my EA and be confident in it. Do you believe in copying other people's code? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, as long as you give them credit. It's like if you copy someone's code, well, they put it on GitHub, they want you to, they want you to copy it, and then, but also see if you can improve it, right? And open source, work all together. And the same applies to, by the way, EAs, like the trading community. Although in the trading community, especially with the mindset, is like you feel like you have something special. You feel like if you win, it's because someone else lost, because there's someone else on the other side betting, right? But the world is too big. Like you can have a big trading community and share stuff together, and still there's like people that don't know about you. So it's okay, it's not, the pie isn't so small that if you share your information, you're giving it away and then you're losing your edge. So that's why I think it's okay. I was one trying to build one using volume profile and big order something logic. Okay. I'm not a good trader. I was just trying it for fun. Continue trying, bro. Trust me. Volume profile and big order. I know it's a volume profile. What do you mean by big order? Like, wait, are you talking about like level 2 data? When you see there's a really big order using the level 2 data, because volume profiles, if it's on any like centralized exchange, so like for example, if it's the New York Stock Exchange and there's a stock, basically a company registered there, and all the trades go through this one exchange, there's something called level 2 data where you can see all the pending orders at the same time, which means you can actually technically calculate the price. It will go up because there's just more, like the math is on your side. More orders, if everything was filled, would push it so that it goes up. And that's something you can't do on Forex because it's inherently like it's decentralized. It's not one place where all the data goes. And so you'll never know how many, not how many, that's what volume gives you, but how much money is being put in. Because one person coming in with $5 is not the same as another person coming in with like a couple 100,000, or someone else coming in with a couple million. But on the volume profiles, if it's on Forex, you just can't tell. The information is inaccessible. Big order shows you that. Yeah, so it is like stocks stuff, right? I was writing in Pine. Trading View. I like Trading View. Wait, hold on, let me read the other ones also. He's a scalper. Okay, it's good to know. But what about the strategy of waiting for a whale to get in on a trade and suing him as a signal that it's time to bet the house? Suing him like yeah, big order shows you that stream crashed. No, did it? Yeah, stream crashed, I think. No. Can you see me? It crashed. This is ridiculous. Because if you can see me, I have two GPUs, not one, two. Both of them are TI. Now I can. Okay, good. Yeah, you know what it is? It's my internet. Doesn't matter how good your GPU is. If your internet isn't good, it's it is what it is. JP Morgan hacked us for revealing secrets. Yeah, there's in terms of like strategies, like this is something I'll show you this, and I'm gonna open source this as well, and it kind of breaks the illusion in like in a bad way, or well, no, in a good way, but let me just show you what I mean. So I have this isn't done. I will open source this, and this will be extremely useful because I'm already using it. It's called the auto run, and what it is it uses the GPU instead of the CPU. Now, if you've run any backtest on MT5 or MT4, you know that it takes forever. It takes so long because very like the reason is very simple. It's simply because you're not using all of your cores unless you do fast genetic test or slow genetic optimization tests, basically. But you're using this many cores. 16, unless you have some of them gone. Internet's buffering, yeah. So what the idea of the auto tester is let's, instead of using my CPU cores, which are pretty fast, 3.8, but in practice they go above 4. I'll show you. Instead of using that, use the GPU. All right, I'm clocking in at like 4.6 gigahertz. Yeah, it's really nice. But when you run a test, you're only using one of them, literally one of your cores. GPU, I have thousands because I have these two GPU 1 and GPU 2. I am back. Remember the Python 1 kid yesterday? Yes. How are you? We're doing, I'm talking about a lot of the same things, but don't worry. We'll do new things a lot, but some of the core things we should continue to talk about. Yeah, so this is a really big one of the things that needs to be overcome, because if you can use the GPU, and I can kind of technically use the GPU now already because this kind of technically already works, but I haven't gone over everything, which is why I don't open source it yet. You can calculate whether or not you have edge. Now, what I did was I just downloaded a bunch of EAs, and I basically got MT5 to scrape for me and find EAs that look promising and run them through the auto tester, which does a bunch of different testing, and determine with a clear number whether or not it has edge. And little tactics, like for example, when you find a parameter set, like you have a winning set, don't just rely on only this set, tweak it, like move this parameter up a little bit down. Does it survive because of this entire group of parameter sets that are in the same range survives, probably you actually have edge. But if a really small change kills it, well, then you're overfitted. You're just either in sample data or you created a parameter set specifically for whatever that sample is. I guess technically it's also in sample data. And so this goes through like very rigorously all the different types of testing to tell you whether or not you have edge. And almost all of them have no edge. Almost all of them. There's only like, I think it was 2 that actually did have edge. This is the name over here. Battery is when it's complete. Screen is just like really quickly see, what's going on. So here's one of the EAs I found online, got 26%. You read the reviews and you check the backtests that they show you, and it looks amazing, like super profitable. People even have money in it, but then it just fails because over time, it doesn't work. Brother, you are everywhere. I am. I'm always everywhere. I like doing a lot of things at the same time. Which is, sometimes bad, but it's really good, especially for like streaming. When I'm not streaming and explaining what's going on all the time, I'm very focused. It's completely different. But this is a stream, so I'm gonna talk about any concepts. Even if you guys have something that you want me to see, send it. Like we'll go over that as well. Then when I'm like alone and focused and nothing's going on, and I have my earphones, I'm really big on these earphones. Hold on. These are the best earphones, noise canceling. It's called EW something. Blast in my ears, then I'm focused. This is how I work. Anyway, yeah, this is the only one, the adaptive moving average, that had some sort of edge. And I ran it a couple times, and it got 67%. It says edge confirmed. In 2 years, it went from 1,000 to, almost 3,000. Which sounds like, okay, you didn't do that much, but what'd you call it? The lot size was really small, and the drawdown is also really low, which means you can increase the lot size. The drawdown was just like around 20%. Now, especially if you're like me and you want to take the big risk and you're literally willing to do martingale style overly risky stuff, but you're just not willing to put your money in a strategy that technically has no edge. I don't care if I have like 50%, 60% drawdown. I'm not like an institutional trader trying to preserve someone's capital that they have investing for them and stuff. No, I'm putting in like $1,000, $2,000. So it's not really a big risk for me. I can have these massive drawdowns, get a lot of leverage, But does it have edge? This one has edge. You're doing good. Don't have much knowledge in your field, to be honest. What do you you're more of a what do you do? Like your programming. Ayush Gondale is into Python. I don't think I'm gonna say your name correctly. But he's into Python. Lots of different. There's trading or not trading. Programming is a huge world. Like I got into programming from trading, like from MQL5, and that's like my entry point. And I was vibe coding just to make EAs, and even before I was vibe coding, by the way, I was paying a programmer. I wrote down ideas, and I wrote down the rules, and I'll show you how everywhere I am by showing you my rules that I paid the programmer. And he told me that he likes working with me because my rules are very clear. And he doesn't like working with other people because they don't have very clear logic. I'll show you what I mean by that. But long story short, I have the clear logic, according to him, that I decided, let me actually do some programming if I actually have that logic, and vibe coding it made it so that you don't have to spend, you know, too much time just trying to figure out syntax. Right? This is where a programmer can really come in, because I'm trying to share my iPad on my screen. I don't have money. Mostly web dev, okay, desktop software, etc. And what tools you currently use for vibe coding? Interested to know your workflow. So, pretty much Claude. First, I started with anti-gravity, and the main tool, because my main tool is called the Shoof. It's just a desktop extension. I know it exists. Other people have it, but mine is like ingrained in my workflow, or my other skills, I should say. So I built this. Like before the Claude one came out, the desktop extension. And after I built it, a programmer that I was talking to, that I was hiring, told me, he's like, this just came out, by the way. It's like yours, but better. I was like, oh. And then I just checked to see how is it better, and then I made mine even better because I log a lot of other things in the DevTools. Anyway, so this connects my PC, like all my folders in only the dev folder, which is like my root where I have Claude, to this is the Chrome. Okay, and I'll show you. And so I have 3 tabs open. One of them is a new tab, and you can see the different tabs. Okay. And if I open one of these pop-ups, I can go like on captures. It can do the capture and it logs the captures, as opposed to just capturing and then it gets lost in the context, right? The dev tools, obviously, you got the DOMs controls, files, all the stuff basically that are in like not the HTML, basically the front end. Obviously, you can't go into the back end because they won't let you. You know, they're trying to protect their side. But okay, so the Shoof skill has different versions and has its family as well. But I use another one called Bev, Bird's Eye View, skill. And the way that Bev works is there's 3 types of phases. There's audit, implement, and verify. And then it will just create a plan using Shoof to do everything. The fact that it has this live control on the HTML, the verify skill is like the key thing. That's how I'm able to delegate like all the actual work without knowing too much. But still, you want to know things. Let me show you the skill MD file for Bev. Markdown. I recently learned MD is called Markdown. I feel like I'm pretty far for how much I know. I feel like I've gotten a lot done. This did not work. One of the things that I did not get done is this. And what this was a replacement, by the way, for this. So I'm gonna zoom in. See this iPad mirror? It's my iPad. And I was paying an app for it to mirror my iPad to my screen, but then I made one, but then my internet sucks, which is why it's not working. But anyway, I'll show you the Bev markdown file. And I'll show you one of the actual Bevs. Here, so it will mark in real time. Like it'll mark either with this, which is when it gets cut, or with this when it's done, like the phase. And it'll choose success and failure. Hold on. This is a thing I'm working on. I told it author plus auto run a bev. Or I didn't say auto run, I just said author. Here, this is my exact workflow. Let's have it try 3 code today. T3 code? What do you mean? But yeah, I say, let me know what you mean by T3 code. Yeah, so this is a bev, and then it creates this, okay? And this is a checklist. Hold on, I zoomed in too much. This is a checklist of the different phases. And like I said, it can only be broken down into 3 types of phases: audit, implementation, verification, and then it'll choose the correct. Liz, what are you building? Well, I'm building everything. No, I'm building I'm building a skill so that you can very easily and successfully always connect your large language model via Claude, basically, to MT5, because the MCP exists. And what that means is there's controls. So this, hold on, I'll show you without going too deep. This is the API calls for MT5. In other words, you can tell Claude, go find the open, high, low, close. So for trading, if you're into trading, you know, there's like different types of data, there's different stuff. You can tell it, go find the thing, and then it will use this tool to do that. But the problem is that it will go through all the tools all the time, always. And all I'm building really is just a little tool that says, listen, we did it successfully once. You chose the correct thing once. So I only do this tool when I say this skill. It saves money or tokens, and it gets it right way more times because it makes less mistakes because it doesn't have to go through everything. So that's what we're building now. Search its open source genetic development environment. Okay, let's try it. I use it these days. It's similar to Codex or Claude Desktop, but I can even control my agents from phone when I'm away. Interesting. And I can use my Codex, Claude, Open Code, all of them within T3 code. Okay, so you tried the Codex and Claude. Codex is GPT, right? What do you think? Because obviously you know about skills based on like the way that you're asking questions and you're telling me what to try. I used GPT a long time ago before this like massive level up, like Soul and Fable. Really, Opus was the first one to. Opus 4.6 was the first one to like change the game, in my opinion. But I haven't tried it since then. And because I already have my whole stack basically in Claude, I have no reason to try it. But what do you think about GPT? Are they competing with Fable? What you making? Well, I think if you can go back just a little, because I just explained it. But I'm basically doing this if you don't want to. I'm building these skills. EA, IDE, walk, And this is like a skill family, and it lets you connect to the MCP, the MT5 MCP, easily. All right, let me check what this says real quick, and then get back to you guys, and I'll read it out loud so we can do the next prompt, and then go back to chatting, and then try T3 code. Call T3 code. Yes. EA quit the missing EA diff. EA spic. All right, I'll show you my exact workflow of how I'm able to do a lot in short time. I'm gonna say this author plus actually author a bev to fold these skills into the EA family. Don't auto run it, because usually auto run kind of triggers and triggers it. Don't auto run it, and it knows that I always do that. Don't auto run it yet. Just show me the bev. Yeah, so while that's doing it, won't take that long. I want to check T3 code and try it out. And you still didn't tell me about GPT? Okay, never mind, you did. I'll read that first. Let me just open this. Is it this one? Is this the one? Let me know. GPT sounds nice. I'll check it out. GPT is really good. It's reasonable. I would say GPT is an all-rounder. Okay. Codex is good in terms of coding, pure coding. Hold on. Oh, I was gonna try to go here. Pure coding, but Fable is much better than Codex, but I do like Codex. It works good. Yeah, I find Fable is really hard to beat. You know, GOT is giving free GPT 5.6 Sol for free for everyone now. GOT? Like Game of Thrones? GOT. Unlimited texting. You think they're doing that to compete? Like this is the thing. We're lucky right now because these companies are fighting each other. They want like the customer base, and so they're subsidizing. They're making everything extremely cheap, and then we're benefiting from it. Sorry, speaker is not working if you're talking. Yes, not got. Are you sure the speaker isn't working? Check, check. I see the audio thing here. Can you let me know? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Mic is working fine. Oh my god, I read that after. Hey, how do you guys already have like the crown? Like it says number 2. I'll show you what I see while reading the chat. This is what I mean. Believe it or not, I'm not really very tech. I mean, I am. But little things like that, I don't know how they work. I'm very niche when it comes to tech. Fable, top tier, but I'm not really doing complex tasks, so GPT is good. Okay. Personally, use DeepSeek V4 Flash now on these days. Okay, probably because you know the language, the syntax, those sorts of things. DeepSeek V4 Flash works for you. For me, because I'm stuff that I really shouldn't be. Like when I first started using GitHub, I didn't know that if you just say like push that it does it. I thought it was a difficult thing and there's a lot going on. And I would use the higher effort model. I think it was like 4.6 or 4.7 at the time. And I would put it on medium because I just didn't know that it was a really simple thing that probably Sonnet could do very easily. And then a real programmer who I was hiring told me, he's like, look, you really don't need to like do that. And he was right. So that's what I mean by I kind of have to waste tokens because I'm still in the learning phase. Fable is spoiling us. Fable is making it so that we don't learn and then we rely on them when we really don't have to. But I like it. But you still need to learn though. It's really cheap, really fast. I'm not working on anything complex. Yeah. I wrote yes for T3 code. What do you mean you wrote yes? Yeah, we are super lucky. It's so good. And they have launched open source LLMs too. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until open source gets good enough and fast enough. That's an important thing. I think it's already kind of good enough, but fast enough and accessible enough that you can actually just run a model, even if it's not nearly as good as Fable, but it's on the Opus 4.6 level. For me, that's the cutoff. If you can just have Opus 4.6, but a little bit faster on your computer, we're good. I can build anything. I'm done. I can, even if it makes some mistakes, I can go back as a vibe coder, pushing agentic engineering, just hitting that level. That's what I mean. Opus 4.6 makes that possible. And I'm preparing. I bought GPUs. I'm learning hardware just so that I can later on make the correct choice because it's gonna happen. Like we're on track. We're heading towards that reality where open source models are gonna be the norm. Like we're not gonna pay the companies forever. We'll choose slightly worse models as long as they're capable. My video is on mute. You were telling me that it was my speaker. I thought it was me. It was yours. Okay. Top chatters get crown. It's just a YouTube thing. DeepSeek is very bad. It doesn't have the context and it hallucinates too much. But yes, it's cheap and it works for small changes. Yeah. One time DeepSeek delete my app. I said clean it. It cleaned my dir. Is that your directory? Yo. You mean like it deleted your folders? Or am I just completely confused on this? It is fast and accessible right now. 256 GB RAM. It's a lot of RAM. I have 16 and 8. You can run it fast, but you need the NVIDIA, the big thing. They launched the brick thingy. Expensive though. Yep, delete my folder. Ah, ouch. I actually disagree. The upcoming models. This is a nice debate. I actually disagree. The upcoming models will be more than 2.4T. Yeah, the new open source models are here, but no. Here's the thing though. They they don't use all of the, I think we're talking about the same thing. They don't use all of the parameters. It like sections off. It's efficient. It knows like that if you are doing something that has absolutely nothing to do with like biology, why have that think you can call it a parameter group or something. I don't know how exactly it works. But why have that be a part of the billions of parameters that you are actively using, which means you're technically at a time using a lot less. You don't have it all loaded at the same time. That's my understanding so far. 1DGX Spark. Yeah. I hear that the DGX Spark isn't that good. Look, since we're going hardware, I'm just going to show you. I set this all up so that it doesn't move, and now I'm going to move it. But this is my GPU. Hold on. You're inside my computer, by the way. This is my GPUs. That was a horrible angle. Yeah, never mind. Failure. I'll find another way to show you because way too. I know what to do. Here's where being creative, which is vibe coders, come in. I think this will work. I'm gonna use this as a reflection. Let's see if it works. Kind of works. Yo, check this out. This is my shirt. The code it doesn't work. Why? The code works. Why? This is my life. No, they have to be quantized. They have to be quantized and further distilled for it to work. And way you mentioned, they lose intelligence with that. Quantized and distilled. Hold on, let me write this. Oh, Jamil, can I be rich in 1 week? Of course you can. Of course you can. You can do it in 6 days if you really wanted to. What's quantized and distilled? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you do it as an agentic engineer. You just hear somebody who says stuff and you ask about it, and then you can use it in semantic language. And if you can use it in semantic language, the model can go turn it into a real thing. In the context of LLMs and how they work, think base layer, then second layer, then third, etc. What is quantize and what is distilled? I have to spell that correctly. How does that relate to token consumption, speed of inference? Ooh, inference is one of the nice words. And overall efficacy of the LLM. Be concise. Respond quick. And don't use jargon. Don't use too much. Don't use it a little. Don't use too much tech jargon. I feel like I need a little bit of tech jargon in this response. All right. I've taken your knowledge. I now own your knowledge, what you just said, distilled and quantized. I'm going to read this because this is going to change the world. I'm also going to look for the chat because I don't know where it is right now. I lost track of the chat. Oh, okay. I'm going to put this here. I didn't show you what I wanted to show you, my hardware, but it's a little too difficult to show. Yeah, it doesn't show. But basically, you're inside my PC. To the, yep, I deleted my folder. I actually disagree. There are already distilled versions. Someone did Quen Mythos distilled thingy, but it doesn't work good. That means absolutely nothing to me. I don't know what that means. On Hugging Face. Bro, I'm confused. You're making vibe coding look hard. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm not making it look hard. J35 404 is. And oh, 404, because like the error. I just got that. I'm making it look fun. Because it's okay to be confused and not know what's going on. It's okay. Alright, let's actually see what distilled means. Look, the part of the reason why I'm doing it this way, where I'm trying to learn these different the meaning of these different words, is because when you do have like a foundational level understanding of how a large language model works, what you end up with, and I promise you this, is just a better you can use it more utility. Like you can use it way better if you know those little things. And the prime example I'll give you of this, of why I'm looking at these words that J35 404 is just brought up, is when I learned about context, like in context learning. I put down these words, and you just kind of really look how are they used online and by people. So here's like words that you must know if you want to actually do something with vibe coding. And like I just put little definitions, and these are uh, reminders for me so I can remember them. I'll give you an example of that one. Chain of thought reasoning. Okay, chain of thought. If you know what that means, then you know that you don't want to pollute your context window with a bunch of questions that are unrelated to the thing that you're building, because once you reach a certain point in the context, then it starts to hallucinate. There's too much information. If you take that and you combine in context learning with it, what you know what to do is to define words. Like, don't just say a word that could mean more than one thing and then rely on the reasoning for it to figure out what you mean in that context. Put it in a context. Like, take the word, define it, use it, and then after you use it, say, this is what I mean by that, and then move on. And then it will actually build the thing that you want it to build. You can also do jailbreaking. Like, why did they pull Fable 5 out? Exactly because people like me who are this English language attentive, who figured out that you can jailbreak, you can just say words in a certain way and get it to do things that it otherwise would not do, that are so powerful that these powerful governments are saying, we can't just let people have this power. Okay, I'm not saying jailbreak and learn language so you can do just those things. I'm just saying take that extreme, bring it down, and think about my prompting. Like, if I'm just gonna prompt, how much attention should I give choosing the correct word? Probably a lot of attention. Prompt engineering, like, is a term that a lot of people just throw around, but it's kind of useful. Still didn't even well, read this. I got excited. Change name to Vibe Coding Made Hard. Loving it. Learning is hard. Humans would be living in deserts till now. I mean, technically, I am living in a desert. I'm Kuwait, right there. But no, it's not a desert. Like, there's things around. My guy 404 is trying to make you do errors, bro. Be careful. The camera makes the word read from right to left like a mirror. That is a problem. Wait. Oh, only this camera. You scared me. I thought it was my display. That's fine. Because for me, it's like a mirror. This is my left hand. Yeah, that's fine because I want to be looking in the direction of the screen, you know, for the aesthetic. All right, make a video about these keywords. It will help me a lot. That's a good idea. I will do that. I'm talking about when you showed me a book. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'll make that easy. There's a lot of stuff that I don't fully understand. Anyway, like Monte Carlo tree search. That I feel like if I understood it properly, I could use it, but I don't know it, so I can't say that. We'll see. Also, make good security system. That's it. Yeah, security is very important. Keeps updating. Plan 2. You need to know caveman luggage. And make good detailed prompt of what you need. Make a plan for each thing to do. You need to build like MD. I'm using caveman, but I'm using it with APK, I think, in a different way. All right, let's go to T3. Oh my God, thank you for reminding me. Completely forgot about that. Yeah. Let me just read this really quick. Take some tokens cheaper. Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm gonna study this properly later. Let's do T3. Let's do it. I already put it into. Let me read this part first. Done, it's cloned. Right now, this is the bitmap or the fixed code. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I added. I don't know. I didn't. I only added that other one. Okay. I'm gonna say now install this repo. Also explain what it does, how it works, and how it relates to the topics we've been or been 2 years. Yes, topics we've been going over. Just download from releases on right. Wait, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about here? This here, right? Yeah. Part of why I want Claude to actually do that, like the download and everything, install the repo and everything, because then it scrapes through it. So then I can ask it a bunch of questions. If I just download it manually, yes, it's a lot cheaper. I'm not spending tokens even, right? But might as well have it read not only the repo itself, but also read other things about it that's on the page. I don't know, maybe it doesn't make a difference. Are there other things on the page anyway? Because I made that default decision a long time ago, and it's just been the way that I've been doing things. Because this stuff on the front page is a part of the repo. You put it in the repo, and then GitHub shows it. On right releases. There are releases and blue button under it. I love it. Meme Gyan. I was same. Yeah. There's a release and blue button under it. Where? What do you mean? What? Oh, this. No, release. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're talking about this here. It says releases and the blue button under it. Wait, what? Does this show you? This doesn't show you every single. Oh. Wait, I have a question. Um, these releases, is this like if I publish a repo and I say to people like, hey, download my repo, this is mine, because I have a repo. Does every single version from the beginning show? Because usually what I'm doing is I'm building it while using repo or while using GitHub, and so the first couple of repos are just unbuilt, like unfinished projects, really. Now you can. I'm laughing at Harley. Why are you using for the green mouse and the zooms? You mean like this zoom? Because it's fun, you know, and plus because uh my screen is big, which means the text is small, and so if someone's looking at this on a small screen, nothing is visible. So that way everyone can see things. Make your Discord's community so community can write directly there and help you. Okay. 302 releases. Yes, click that. Oh, I did click that. I appreciate him learning. Why you guys you're being condescending? I know things already. Like I know many things. Maybe incorrect things as well, but things nonetheless. Alright, let me actually figure out what this T3 code thing does. I already asked installing. Scroll down and exe file. Is it wrong to laugh? I'm enjoying it. No, have fun, laugh. One thing that README agent harness control surface. It enables control of agents on your machine. The best in class mobile app like iOS. Yeah, you said you can control it anywhere on the phone. Works with your subscription on Cloud, Codex, Cursor, Grok build, open source. I forgot to do the click zoom. If they're set up on your computer, T3 code can control them. Wait, what are you selling me? Nothing. We built T3. Oh, this is like a because we wanted the best possible development experience with agents. Are inspired by existing solutions like the Codex desktop app. So it's a harness. So you're saying basically use this instead of like Claude. Oh, wait, so this is like a full program. It doesn't get so I should have said configure it instead of install this repo and that's it. Because then it would do download as well. Like download, install, maybe there's like a setup wizard or something. Let's see, we got a lot of there's a lot of chat going on. I need to have the screen here so I can see you, but it's coming soon. In the meantime, I have to be like this to read. It's wrong to laugh. I'm enjoying it. Scroll down and the X file. Yes, I said I was there to where he is right now. Yes, that's the part of the journey. Calm and ready to fight. I'm ready. All right. No, I mean like What software are you using for your stream? Ah, I'm using OBS. Meme, Gyan, no, I love you. Yes, that's why I recommend you to download exe file from releases. Okay, so I was right. So, yeah, that's my bad. Because I'm so used to downloading repos that are like just skills that I didn't think about it. But yeah, or visit their website. They have a website and download button there. Oh my God, you are deep in the programming thing. You're one of those people who, instead of going clicking the download button like everyone else, like you go onto the CMD, right? And you just type, and then it happens. Because if they have a website and there's a download button, you would have just said go to the website, download it. But you said go to GitHub. I wonder how this is working. And also for awesome F Young, I'll show you OBS as well. What I have set up, and guess what? I used Fable to set up my OBS. I have the Open Deck. Let me just type this really quick and I'll show you. Done repo cloned. Now your machine globally. You can launch with this T3. There's a little play button. Is it on my desktop? If it is, then I don't need to do anything. No, it's not. So I'm just gonna say, configure it, put it on my desktop. I might show some weakness here, but I think it's called Bash. You know what? I'm not gonna even put that on. I'm just gonna put it on my desktop as a clickable app. .exe. It's already a .exe if it's an app, right? Executable. Don't prompt Claude. It will end up setting up dev version. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click run. This play button, and we'll see what happens. Did anything happen? Nothing happened. Maybe it failed. Oh wait, maybe I just didn't click it properly. I clicked it again. One server process runs on your computer and is the only thing that actually does anything. It launches the agent, programs, runs terminals, touches files. Is this like Olama? Is this like Olama but for not local models? Discord will be much easier. I have a school community, but I've kind of neglected it, and it's way more for trading. You're right. I think we should do Discord. I'll give you the link personally. No, I didn't. Lol. I just said T3 code. That's why I recommended you to download exe file from these. What's Bash? What does Bash have anything to do with exe? This is like one of the things that keeps coming up. Bash and exe. There must be like a relation with those two things. No, Olama, it's like an open source harness. It's like an open source harness. You can download it from the site or release the release section. That play button runs the dev server. Oh, so it's running now, but I need to like actually access it somehow. Ah, like a local host. Wait. I know what to do. I know what to do. It's running now. Use proof sand. You show it to me. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Source needs the custom VP toolchain. Can you give me moderator on YouTube? I will share a link. How do I give you moderator on YouTube? I'll give you moderator on YouTube. Yeah, it's running on dev server on localhost. So not the production app. Yeah, it'll open up my Shufsand thing, and then it'll be able to also have, in addition to opening it, it'll have the DOMS controls, it'll have like all the stuff, it'll see things, and then I can ask Claude, like, what is going on? So, does it have a UI or not? Because I guess like, I guess it's not needed as long as it's running on a, you can always, if it's just running locally, ask questions about it. Let's see if we can see it on the task manager. Also, does it work like a CLI? Like, I don't know if CLI is the word, but like a command prompt? Yeah, command prompt is what I mean. Oh, here it is. I found it. T3 resource monitor. Is it idling? Found the pairing URL in your terminal, opening it in the sandbox. Update available. I always open things in the sandbox that I don't know. Whoa. Whoa. GPT-5 Soul, full access. But I'm not logged into anything. This is a sandbox. How does that work? Update available. Initialize Git. Oh, there's also open. Wait, can I actually chat things here without being signed in? Wait, hold on. What can you tell me about things? Okay, there's more configuration that needs to happen. Wait, I add my subscription to it. Is that how that works? Let me help you get set up. Help me. And click my name and moderate. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh my god, there's 3 dots here. Add as moderator. Can manage blocked words and change standard moderator. Can review and remove chat messages. Look, I'll give you managing, but don't block meme Gyan for funsies, because if I got something you would do. Don't do that. Don't do You guys are in the middle of a thing. Hold on. Okay, I think you wrote a whole lot of things. Hold on. Or visit. You're a moderator now. Any is good. Oh, you're just trying to send the link that I can click on, download from here. But I already have it downloaded though, no? Oh, I have the dev version. You want me to get the actual desktop app version? Yeah, look, they say steal our code legally. Somebody asked earlier, like, what do you think about copying code? I think people want you to copy their code, like open source vibes. Okay, I'm downloading this now. And we have a moderator now. J35404. I'll call you 404. Like the error. That is what an error is, right? I'm gonna get like a shirt about these errors. What are the types of 4 errors? Like 402. This is a learning opportunity here. Hold on. What are the types of 4 errors? Everyone knows the infamous 404. What else exists? Oh, there's a 4 family. This is useful information. It'd also be useful if I could find the chat, which is gone again. Ah, found it. Okay, let me read this real quick, and then we'll go back to exploring T3 codes. I need to know the 4s. Bad request, unauthorized, payment required, forbidden, not found. You chose not found? Are you not found? Are you looking for something? Method not allowed, not acceptable, request timeout, conflict gone. I'm a teapot. Interesting. Alright, let's get back to actually. Let's check this download. Run it. Is this like the install, or does it work? I'm gonna stop the server. Quick. Stop the server. Shut down. Okay, stop the server. Shut down. What is the best words for this? Shut down the shoof sound as well. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and I will click on this T3. I should just have like a desktop thing running. This is, wait, is this exe? Does it say that? It says x64. Oh, this is the installer. Just installing. Okay. It's nice for an installer. They have the full logo and everything. Oh my god, this whole time the chat, I thought it was frozen, but it wasn't. I was frozen because when I clicked the moderator thing, you guys were saying things. Yeah, I'll fight him if I did that. I love your t-shirt, by the way. Thank you. 400 bad requests, 401 authorized. Wait, did you say that before you saw? And you just know that? Or did you see it and then you said those things? Or did you Google it? Or did you LLM it? There are 500 family too. Is there? Hold on. Is there, okay, does that work also like 100, 200, 300, 400 and everything's inside and like they're grouped together? Mimgan. No, it's different. Yeah, before. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be able to before as well because I'm gonna ask what other families are there? Allow access. Quick. What other families are there apart from the for family? So here's what I'm talking about with intercontext learning. We defined the for family. And so this is like actually a really good prompt. 5 families. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My suspicion was correct. Number 1 is informational. Got it. Keep going. So 101 is switch to WebSocket. Is the only is the one you'll actually see switch to WebSocket. What does that mean? Informational. Got it. Keep going. Okay. Success 200 OK. 201 created, done, nothing to send back. Okay, 300 redirects. It's over there. I know what that one is. If you have like more than one page, there's a failure, like it didn't redirect correctly. Client error. Your fault. So this is basically connecting to the Supabase. So if you have Vercel, you have Supabase, and it failed to connect there because of the middleware, it'll give you that. That's my understanding, I think. Where's the chat? Oh. Well, I learned something new too. Nice. Is it one of the families? You guys should go learn C++. I should learn C++ because I like MQL5, and that's a derivative of C++, I think, and I want to make sure right now. Is MQL5 a derivative? 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 Derivative. Oh my god, okay. Derivative of C++. Is it? Because I've been saying that it is for... Oh my god, no. Not a true derivative, but heavily modeled on it. I've been saying that for so long now. It's a derivative, it's a derivative. I just like the word, to be honest. No, it's not a true derivative, but heavily modeled on it. MQL5 is MetaCode's own proprietary language, written from scratch for MetaTrader 5. It doesn't share a compiler or a lineage with C++, but its syntax and object model are deliberately C++-like classes. Inheritance, polymorph. Okay, these are words I need... that if I knew those words, then I could probably do programming a lot better. C++ reads MQL5 comfortably. That's what I want to do. That's literally exactly what I want to do. I want to read MQL5 comfortably. I think my learning C++ will be less harsh than learning other things because I already know a little bit about MQL5. Key differences: no raw memory access or real pointers. Object pointers are managed. This makes no sense to me. No multiple inheritance, no STL, garbage collected, string array. String. I know what a string is. Arrays, and it compiles. I know about bytecode. Hey, what's a transpiler? Transpiler, because my auto run does transpiler because I'm taking MQL5 code, and then I think converting it to Python so I can run it using my GPU instead of my CPU. And there's transpile, and I ask what's transpile, and it just says a bunch of things that don't make sense. So I've never used T3. Is it good? Does it? That's like Hermes. Okay. But I didn't that much. Well, I learned nothing new too. Oh, that's from earlier. True, I'm also interested in learning because it will uh, actually help me understand how industry works and plans and does work properly. Okay. I learned C. We'll go back to Stone Age. And before that, we'll learn binary. That might be interesting too. It would be. It actually would be. But in terms of like actual utility, probably would waste a lot of time. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Um, don't reinvent the wheel unless it's a passion project because you're so rich that you can have those sorts of passion projects, which is why you should learn MQL5. Okay, and C++ to help with MQL5. Okay. I still didn't use T3. Let me actually use it. I have it installed now. And yes, so I was pretty much right. It's basically an alternative to the desktop app. Does it have skills? If it doesn't have skills, then can't really do the switch. Initialize Git. I'm not gonna do that yet. Dev. Wait. Settings. I've distracted you vibe code enough. I'm off to my C++ project. I'm using Qt with H. You have distracted me enough. I've distracted you enough as well. Do your thing. Focus. You got this. We'll come back one of the other days that we do this. Do your thing, do your project, and we can talk about C++ because I'm going to learn it later. You do your thing. But thank you for stopping by. What are you making? Tell us if you want to be even more distracted. A restaurant management app is meant to run on Sunmi V2. Okay. More things that mean nothing to me. Sunmi V2. I mean, there needs to be a term for because I'm not Googling it. I'm somethinging it. Allowing it, no. Prompting it, no. I'm not just because prompting is an active thing. Like you're prompting, you're making it do stuff. So I want to ask about Sunmi V2, but I don't have the. What I'm just gonna say. What's Sunmi V2? Quick. The Sunmi V2 is a handheld Android payment receipt terminal. A chunky phone-like device with a built-in 58mm thermal receipt printer made by Sunmi, Chinese company, specializing in commercial payment system, basically point of service. I think that's the acronym. Hardware runs Android 7.1 on the base model with barcode scanning via camera. Yo, I just watched this. Oh my god, I hope you're still there. Bye. No, awesome effing. If you're still there, F Young. Listen, I watched a TikTok of the guy who transmit information using like a dynamic version of those QR codes basically, and he sent like a video file. So if you don't already know that, you probably already do, because if you're talking about this, that could be useful. Like a video version of a QR code, and you're surprisingly able to get a lot done, and use something called fountain. It was a TikTok, so I forget, something called fountain something, but basically it replays. So even when it misses some stuff because maybe you moved your camera, it replays sections, and so you're able to, even if the bytes don't fully get transferred, salvage the data and continue to like put the correct bytes in. So it fixes itself. I think that's why it's called fountain. Not entirely sure, but I hope you heard that. If not, bye. Anyway, you should make an app that works on your PC, detects your screen if the cursor is moving however you are typing, then it switches to full screen. The next screen, you're right, I should automate my this thing even more, basically. It will be useful before at least don't need to switch manually. Yeah. I like the manual process of switching, but I do want it to be heavily automated. Like it would be nicer if, like this is what I have right now. I have two buttons. Oh, I completely forgot I was going to show Open Deck and I didn't. Okay, I'm going to do that now, might as well. Yeah, so this is what's going on. I click this button and then it goes like this. I click it again and it goes back. And you can see there's like color toggle. But if I click it and then click this, it glitches out. So I moved myself up, okay? And now when I click this one over here, it doesn't do anything. So that's the problem, because then I have to click it again for it to do something. And then of course I got the 5x zoom, which is also really fun. I have freeze, so I'll show you how the freeze thing works. So I'm moving right now, but it's frozen. And it looks like this. Hold on. This is the freeze. So you can see I'm frozen now. I'm moving my hands, but nobody can see anything. Uh, hold on. This is the iPad button, which this is the app itself doesn't work. But basically, if I click it, it runs that server, and then I can go ahead and connect my iPad. Record, stream, mute. Those ones are just basic. This one just runs OBS, and these are the four. What do you call it? Layouts. So this I'm at the bottom. You can see this I'm at the top. So if I swap between them, it looks like this. Let me try clicking them really quickly, see if it breaks. It does not. That's nice. It's good to know. It will be useful for you. I think not sure, but Cloud Agent can communicate and set up your stream board or Ajaz, whatever it's called. Yeah. Sorry about my gibberish, small keyboard. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm using Ajaz. I was using their software for it, but their software is horrible. Like it's really bad. And I was gonna buy another Stream Deck, and then I was like, before, let me see if Fable can go and just repurpose it, or get through some other way. And then it suggested use Open Deck. It works, and it worked. It worked really well, and I have full control. And now it's like you can do whatever you want with it, really. Yeah, Open Deck is really, really versatile. It's just a button. You click the button whatever you want for anything. I don't know if this will be okay, but I'm gonna show you. Okay, yeah. I can go to Netflix immediately. I can go to YouTube, email, those sorts of things. It's fun, useful. Yeah. All right, let me actually configure this. But first, the Sunmi thing. Yeah, we're done with that little thing. That's very interesting. Payment systems can make a lot of money. Okay. settings, sign in to connect, it says. Making sure it's you, please sign in to clerk.3t code. This request comes from T3 Alpha Publisher by T3 Inc. Insert your security key into the USB port. I don't have one. Hold on. Will it just work like that? Google will allow Windows security. Windows is a problem. What country are you in, if you don't mind asking? I don't mind. I'm in Kuwait. I'm from Kuwait. And yeah, for a pretty you could say advanced country, we do have a lot of stuff. We have really bad internet. I guess some people have really good internet. It's improving a lot now. But me personally, like my area hasn't happened yet. So my internet is slow. Now you can also have T3 app on iOS and control agents from phone building on your PC. What that 3 Connect? That's what T3 Connect is for. I see. So basically, especially with my workflow with the bevs and the sand, the shoof skills and everything like that, I'm pretty sure like I can, because it's very hands off for me. So if I'm out or if I'm not, I get the PC and something gets finished, I can say, all right, proceed, or continue to do something else or author another bev. That's the thing. Like when I said earlier, like working while doing the stream is a little different. To be honest, I'm more just trying to hang out, build a community, that kind of thing. But when I'm actually genuinely trying to get things done, I sit there, spend like a solid 20 minutes focusing on that prompt, like one really good prompt, setting everything up to get the information, just to embed my context, like the session with the context that I needed it to be embedded with. And then once I have that, then I'll just say, all right, author run a bev. So I'll create the structured plan that we need. And then it'll take like an hour, 2 hours, depending on the size of the project. And I don't do anything really. So this can actually be very useful if I can control it from my phone and have that flexibility. Because it's really just 20 minutes and then another 5 minutes. That's how long it'll actually take to do the bev part. All right, but I think I still need to connect something. Did it like glitch out or something? I don't have this anyway, but yeah, I think I still didn't connect correctly. This is a full harness, like just like I think this OAuth failed over there. Switch to Claude on bottom where you see GPT-5 solve. But I don't have my subscription on it. Hold on, where's Claude's unavailable, and this thread, start a new thread. Yeah, this definitely has some configuration issues. I'll probably set that up properly later because I want to diagnose the problem. Source control. You don't have Cloud Code installed. I think I do. Not the desktop app, the actual one. Like not the one, the CLI, you mean? Wait, do I not? In order to configure the T3 code harness app, I think I need Cloud Code, not desktop app. I think it's a CLI, right? Installed. Is this correct? Do I have it? Also, is there an SDK or some sort of connection that you, like Cloud Code desktop app, you can have to it? You can check in providers and T3 code settings. Let's check. While Fable checks, I'll check. It's general. I think it just my email didn't connect. Oh, something happened this time, it shows. I'm gonna try with Opus. I can choose context and set defaults, okay. Interesting. Wait, let me try, because I don't think it connected still, but let me just sign to clerk.t3 codes. Maybe I need to open like a clerk.t3 codes thing instead. I didn't sign up. Oh my god, hold on. Thing is, usually when you click on these Gmail things, it signs up for you. It's available and I go to chat. Alright, can I skip all that? Chat, cloud code. Yeah, no, it won't let me. I just need to create an account. Separate thing, okay. See, like, here's what I see when I go on this. It just blocks the thing. Create a new thread. Okay. Just didn't even close. Okay, so I can't open either of those. Oh, that's the repository one. Or no, there's just more than one thing that you can access from here. This will open a new thread in this folder. And then if I choose, oh, that took a lot longer than it probably should have, but we got there. We made it. Okay. I choose Opus. I'm gonna say, hi. Can you see what's on my desktop? Don't make any changes. Only read what's some of the stuff there. Alright, see if it has access, or I need to choose settings to set it up. Failed to authenticate API error. Auth access token has expired. Re-authenticate to continue. Yeah, I think it's my signing into Gmail that didn't happen properly. Well, I'm gonna set this up properly later, probably, because I want to have Claude really go through it and says yes, correct. Might as well go through a little bit of it now. What if there's a quick little fix? But definitely later, gonna probably set it up properly. But let's see this very quick. Yes, correct, and yes, and you have it. T3 drives the Claude CLI. It doesn't talk to Anthropic itself. It launches the Cloud Code command line program on your machine and pipes sessions into that nice UI. That's why its README says install Cloud Code and run Cloud. Maybe I need to authenticate Cloud Code. That's the problem. I didn't authenticate Cloud Code. You have it installed on the SDK connection question. 3 separate facts worth untangling. The desktop app, me, and the CLI are the same engine. Yes, there's an SDK, the Cloud Agent SDK. And how T3 actually connects apps. So it's stuck on your machine right now, your cloud subscription, the cloud directly. Is my CLI authenticated? That's because the T3 harness isn't connecting, and I'm seeing this error here. Where's that error that I just saw? 401. It's in the family of the routing. The routing family, I believe, was what it's called. I may be wrong. Maybe. But I don't think I am. Checking Claude. Checking Claude CLI. Yeah, my family. I think you're the only one left. This time I didn't set up the viewers, so I don't know how many viewers there are. All right, let's see what this said. This said something just now. Your CLI login state, nuance, it's, wait, hold on. Your CLI login is stale. Okay. It thinks it's logged in status, okay. But when it actually calls the API, it gets the same 401 auth access has expired and refresh, okay. The fix is a relogin, which needs your browser. I can't sign in for you. It'll open Claude, okay. Use Shoof, not Shoof Sand, and log in and fully set it up. Also adjust any backend stuff that needs to be adjusted to ensure that T3 functions correctly. Nice. The difference actually between the Shoof and the Shoof 3. 3 live. Oh, okay, nice. Maybe just passively watching. That's what I do sometimes. Like I'll have a thing. Oh, check this out. This is what I was saying. This is the debugger. See this? This is what happens when I really use my Shoof skill. And then this says CTR and I chose this and it can do things for me. I still need to choose the actual buttons and I could have made it so that it can do all these things completely for me, but I wanted to. I don't want to give it to all my passwords and everything. And I set it up where if I'm not here, it will click the button for me. Like I don't have to click it, but I can, which speeds things up, right? Oh, what happened here? Yeah, long story short, like this is the Shoof skill, which makes it possible for everything to happen, and then it goes and it actually will do things. I don't know what this is all about. Check on Claude. Oh, I think something with the CLI closed Claude because it just completely shut down on my, for me just now. But it's still running, so that's nice. So it's still running, but just now when I clicked on Claude, it was closed. You can just click run on Claude auth login script. So I can just like log in myself. So this is one of those scenarios where I went too far. I made it. This is like a GitHub thing, where I would use a hard model, waste a bunch of tokens for something as simple as git push, isn't it? Yeah, I misdiagnosed this problem. But then again, I do want to be extra safe. Like I want to make sure that because there's might be, and this is what happens sometimes when you just use models all the time, it'll download more than one version of something. So you'll say, all right, use the Claude CLI, and then it goes and it downloads a second and a third and a fourth one. Then you have a bunch of them, and then you have more than one that exists, and then it can cause errors because you don't know what's going on. So now, like with Fable coming out, it doesn't make those sorts of mistakes nearly as much. Plus, with a bunch of like the decisions.md file that gets written in the background, the memory.md file that gets written in the background, and then also the actual skill, this new skill, the Shoof skill, it can see so much more that it will find those little issues. And then later on, that suggestion that I got, what is it called? Fix map. Fix map is going to make this even better. Because what I plan on doing isn't just using fixed map the way that it is. I plan on integrating it into my workflows, because there's a lot of useful things from it. I can already tell. Where are we at with this? We didn't do any of the EA stuff that I wanted to do, but it's fine. Lots of fun stuff anyway. Wait, I don't think I can use Shuf for it because it won't log in with the debugger on. So I literally canceled my own thing. Like I said, use Shuf, which activates the debugger, to open up a Google Auth login area. But then Google doesn't let you log in sometimes, or not Google, some websites don't let you log in if the debugger is active because it's for security, depending on how good their security are or is. And so I just made a logical flawed loop, like saying, listen, give me 4, but bring 5 times 8 to give me 4. I don't even know what I'm saying. You get the point, like flawed logic. Just open the correct Google OAuth login page so I can log into the CLI quick. Yeah, that's a much better prompt. Basically what you said. Now your Claude is probably confused. Yes. I feel like these sorts of tasks are a little more basic. Like you don't have to go full what do you call it? Plan mode to get all of the correct words and everything. Depends more on the task. If you're being strategic and tactical and trying to prompt engineer, which is like my thing, I like to do that. Matters a lot. But if you're in like learning mode, you can just say quick. And you'll see when I type quick, that's mostly when I'm in like learning mode. It says build something great. Okay. You're all set up for Claude. You can now close this window. Okay. I will close this window is what I will do then. Okay, but am I also all set up for T3? Because that's when it comes in. Hi. Oh, yeah, look. Blue said hi. What are we working on? It just worked. Okay, there's Visual Studios here, or VS Code. Yeah, Visual Studios. I don't know what that's about. There's sections. Add action, key binding, command. Press a shortcut, use backspace to clear. Button test, preview URL, optional. Open this URL in the app. Preview on run automatically on work tree creation. Things I must learn. But for now, let me just overview. Is action like skill? I'm assuming, or action. I assume. I don't know. I'm just assuming. It's like a deterministic version of a skill. So I assume. Wait. Routine. It's called a routine, I think. Claude. Yes. Now your Claude is probably confused. I read that. Also go to T3 settings, then beta enabler sidebar V2. It shows the agent working in much better way. You mean like it shows the chain of thought? No. Also go to T3 settings, then beta enable sidebar V2, okay? Beta sidebar V2, okay, that's enabled. Auto setting. Auto, wait, Auto settle inactive threads. Threads with no activity for this long settle automatically, and then I choose the days. Threads on merged or closed pull requests always settle. Restore plan mode legacy. That's like the old version. I don't know if I want that because the way that I do my organization, like yes, many of them are archived, but I just name things like 2, 3 YT, 4 YT. Those are my projects. And then when I have a new project, I'll just name it the next number, and I'll go back sometimes to see. But then again, what does it mean by settle? One flat thread in creation order, active work renders as rich cards. Settled threads collapse to compact rows. Oh, so it's not gone. I thought it was gone. What is these other things also? I'll keep it enabled, but connections, network access, tail scale HTTPS, WSL, things that mean nothing to me, but pretty soon will mean a lot because I'm gonna learn all this. That's how that works. Publish agent activity. All right. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I think is the best thing to do. Is go to Claude, and since it's set up now, ask the question. Oh, wrong zoom button. Okay, here we go. T3 is fully configured. I know that one of the features, I'm gonna do /advantages, is the fact that I can control things using iOS/Android devices. What else does it offer compared to Cloud Code desktop app? What are the similarities and differences quick? Let's get like a brief, kind of like a scrape. Quick, tell me what's the differences, and then I can know which one to use for what. Alright, so I think this is definitely the clearest advantage, the fact that there's 5 providers. Let me turn on some of the lamps. Okay. Night mode. Okay. Let me see what this. Okay, so obviously, I think the biggest thing is this: the fact that there's many agents. Or yeah, cockpit. Because then, if GPT starts beating Anthropic, and I decide I want to switch, I'm not gonna be locked into just one. Now I have to stay here because my entire stack is here only, and then I can't go to the other one. So that's definitely a massive advantage that T3 offers. Many agents in parallel run several threads across projects side by side and watch them. All threads can be pinned, snoozed, archived. What does that mean exactly? Let's try something fun, Yusuf. Okay. Well, let's try, yeah. Ask your cloud desktop to install OpenCode CLI globally. OpenCode CLI globally? Okay. Wait, let me just read these ones, and then let's do that. I'll do it fun. I'll ask first, what is OpenCode CLI globally? I think I kind of know what OpenCode is, but yeah, let's try. Might as well. All right, let's see. Many agents in parallel, where it went over that. Checkpointing. It snapshots diffs as agent work. So you can review, roll back at what an agent did. Okay, so it's kind of checkpoint, like just checkpoint. Built-in Git surface, view diffs commit. Oh, interesting. Already, there is built-in like GitHub stuff, like pull requests, push, merge, all this stuff, and there's like little icon. But I'm assuming since this was added here, there's more options, or it's just more refined. Because I asked what are the differences, and I put this in there. Bulletproof history. Every action is event logged server side, so reconnecting from any device replays exact state. That's the thing. Oh yeah, I messed up with the reading. I want to. Okay, so better logging. I really like the. Oh, it's too zoomed in. I really like the skill.md, memory.md, decisions.md setup. Maybe there's a new setup could be more advantageous, especially given that they've given more thought to flexibility, right? So if it's a different system that actually integrates better with all these different ones like Codex, Cursor, everything else, could be more versatile, more options if it's a different system. If it's not, I don't know, still just reading. Remote access, that's exactly what you were telling me the advantages. Similarities to this app. Same core loop, chat with an agent that adds files, runs terminals, asks approval, project session sidebar, permission mode. Okay. What this app has that TT doesn't, every cloud specific and deep skills slash command, your Bev family. I think those can be migrated. More MCP. T3 renders a generic lowest common denominator chat over each provider. So cloud's fancier surfaces get flattened or lost. I don't know what that means, but that could be consequential. I'll look into that. Training T3 is supervision layer, best for monitoring, steering multiple agents, especially away from the desktop. Okay, the app, the deep workbench for one serious cloud session. Yeah. So basically, all my quick tasks I do on T3, but then the really deep stuff with my auto run, and that stuff I can probably continue to use cloud. I'll figure it out later on. Let me actually try it out a bit more, and then we'll see. Thank you. Can use open code. Oh, then you can use open code and T3 code. You can use free models like DeepSeek and some others. Okay. Open code. Is that like, but question actually, if so I have OpenRouter and there are free models in OpenRouter, but the free models aren't exactly good. What's open code like? Is it a good one? Because it would be very easy to just say create like a chat style layout, connect OpenRouter, and then I just have that. But then actually having a harness, that's a completely different thing. I'm assuming this can be connected based on how flexible it is, and so far from what I'm seeing, you probably can even connect this to OpenRouter. Open code is different. Open code is a harness. Isn't this also a harness, or is this just like a bare layout connect to things? Wait, isn't this... Hold on. Start cloud thread and T3. Okay, I'm assuming I said something funny. Uh, wait. This is... Alright. What's a harness specifically is... Because I know that anti-gravity calls itself a harness. Is anti-gravity a harness? And this anti-gravity harness is Cloud Code Desktop App a harness is T3 a harness quick respond in table format, be direct, and add a column. Add a column with a simple definition, simple explanation for each. Alright, now this will be resolved indefinitely, and I'll know exactly what everything is always. It will be installed like CLI terminal. It will have all the free models like 404 said. It uses free models. Okay, so it's not I thought it was a harness. I thought I just downloaded the harness just now, but apparently I didn't. Cloud Code Desktop, yes, is a harness. A full harness takes the Cloud model, adds the tool loop, permissions, skills, MCP sessions, the body around the brain. Anti-gravity, yes, is a harness. T3 is not a harness. A remote controller over harnesses. Oh my god, I think I get now why you're telling me to get T3. Because it's like the next level up. Like, it's the same thing. I'm using the same thing that I'm already using, but I can just control it. Well, how exactly? It contains no agent loop itself. It launches Cloud Code, Codex, etc. on your machine, and it puts a UI on them. So basically, this is like the CLI. I googled a really long time ago, or I didn't Google. I just anti-gravity technically. I was like, okay, is the CLI, the Cloud Code CLI, more powerful than the desktop app? And it said not more powerful, but there are more features. And I asked, what are the features? And then it just said things that don't make any sense. And it said technically not more features, and then it just went in a loop. Gemini sucks, long story short. But I know there's a difference, and there's probably some sort of an advantage of using the CLI instead of the desktop app, simply because if you go on YouTube and you see like people who are deep into this do their thing, they don't use the desktop one. I'm doing it, I'm using the desktop one, but they're going and using the CLI version. So there's something there. But I'm still confused about the harness definition exactly. And then I think it'll make more sense if I look a little deeper into it. Let's install OpenCode real quick. Okay. Try to use open code in T3 then. All right, let's do that now. Okay, let's go. I think I can just get Claude to do it. Quick, what's open code? How does it fit into all this? Specifically, how does it integrate into T3? Is open code like open router? No, it's not. Because open router is an aggregator. I know open router. I'm thinking of OpenClaw. That's what's confusing me. OpenClaw is basically like, hey, you know, control your computer. Let an AI have access to your computer. It's basically OpenClaw, which, you know, even the Cloud Code desktop app already has that. Try to use open code in T3 code then. Okay. Ask it to install OpenCode CLI. It will help you integrate. You can just ask it to install. No, it's like Cloud Code. Okay. So basically it's like a brain. Okay, we'll see. Install open code CLI. So I can use it in T3. I'm not gonna go with quick because quick compresses. So if this is a little more on the difficult side, we should be fine. We're using the full table 5 low effort mode. I have a question. I have used many IDE that users have created via the time similar, but due to its own files and direction or decisions, the tokens get used very fast. Is it same for T3 too? Use many IDE. I know exactly what an IDE is. Wait, hold on. Integrated development environment, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not just the MQL5 IDE, like this one. It's where you compile stuff. But your question is confusing me. 404 nodes. 404 nodes answer. Do you? I think he's asking you. ID is like VS Code and so on. So this technically this isn't an IDE then. Why is it called an IDE? Because this only the difference between MQL5 or meta editor, the difference between meta editor and VS Code is VS Code you can do all sorts of files. Whereas with meta editor, you can only do MQL5 and there's a lot of limitations and constraints. So maybe meta editor is just being cute, you know, saying this is an IDE, but it's like a mini one. Meme. So actually T3 is like an interface to manage your harness in one place. So tokens will be same as Cloud Code uses. While for some open code T3 is providing own tools, but it's pretty decent. Okay, got it. What is meta editor? Meta editor is the the editor for creating algorithms for MT5. So MT5 is a trading platform. It's the thing between the broker and the trader, and that platform has a lot of features and options. And one of them is they have their proprietary language, which is basically like C++. It's not a derivative, we know that now. It's like C++, but it's made super simple for economists. So lots of functions like IMA for moving average is all you need to put. You just put that in and then it draws the line perfectly, does all these things. So you don't have to be a full-fledged programmer to program an algorithm that trades for you. And that's like my intro into programming and coding and why I'm interested in it. I have T3 code version, which is 5 versions ahead of you, because I downloaded from GitHub releases and not the website. Wow, so it's like the beta launch and then the betas, beta. 5 versions? Like, why haven't they released? We all are not perfect, so we learning. Good thing. Why am I feel dumb here? I'm learning so much new things. It's okay. If you don't feel dumb, then you're not learning. You're not actually exploring enough. If you feel too dumb, take a quick little break, give yourself like 5 minutes, come back, and feel dumb again. That's how you should approach life. uh, yeah. Well, if you didn't know, the really big thing uh, is this. So this, speaking of, like talking about beta and being ahead in terms of versions. So this only for the beta versions, okay? And what it is really, I think if you go on help, you can see it. No, you can't see it here. You can see it here. So if I go on help, and then I go to update, check for updates, and then I go here, latest beta version. What this is, and I already did this, okay? But what this is the MCP, and you can only get it once you get the beta version, because they didn't release it for everyone yet. You click it, there's no feedback. This is like how you know that this is made for programmers, because programmers know to check the journal. There's a journal. So you click it, okay? Nothing happens. You're just there, you're confused, like the button didn't work, but it did. It's just working in the background and you can't see it unless you go to the task manager, and then there's no search bar in the task manager, and so you can't actually find it. You just have to wait. You wait, and then you get the MCP, which you throw into Fable, and then well, into Cloud Code, basically desktop, or maybe even T3, and then boom, you can control and automate everything on this trading platform, which all the brokers use. If you want to trade anything as a retail or as a trader, all the retail brokers use this or TradingView. But yeah, that's where we are. Back to open code. Went on like a big tangent. I want to see how this open code thing works. Open code CLI is installed. V1.1815 available. You're not talking about this one. You said you're 5 ahead, right? Talking about T3. Exactly like I'm on T3 beta and you on alpha released version, yeah. This is nice, like having what I'm saying be validated, because I'm okay with just talking and being confused. But, you know, it's better to actually have confirmation that I'm not just spewing nonsense. Okay. V1. One step only you can do, it needs a provider login, and the command is an interactive picker, so run this in your terminal. Okay, so basically whenever this gets run, I can do it. Click Anthropic, Cloud Pro Max. Reuse your existing, okay. After that, T3 pass health check. That doesn't make sense. Now you can just restart T3, open a new thread. In model switch, you will see open code. So switch to that and select model. No need to run that command. Oh, it's too late. I ran it. I don't think it matters because it went immediately back to the play button. So it's not running in the background and consuming resources. You know, I have 32 GB RAM. I don't want to consume like a solid 18 megabytes, obviously. You said rerun T3? Like close it like this? Oh, yo, I don't think this was definitely gray before. That was not white. So things happened here. Big pickle. What's big pickle? Long cat. Who chooses these names? Fable. Fable means like, what does a fable mean? Like a lie story? What does fable mean? Like a lie or a story of a lie? I don't know. Define fable. A fable is a short story that teaches a clear lesson about life. Oh. It often uses animals that act like humans as the main character. A famous example, the tortoise and the hare, which teaches, Oh, wait, a lie or a falsehood, people sometimes call a made-up story or a fib a fable. This is what I thought it meant. But apparently it's just a short story that teaches you a nice moral lesson, which is very far away from the other meaning. This doesn't make any sense. This does not. English can be weird sometimes. No need to turn. No, try DeepSeek. What do you mean try DeepSeek? Okay, I do have DeepSeek now. DeepSeek V4 Flash free. Okay. What should I ask it? First, let me just say, what is the difference between? Just a sec, I'm getting a call. Hello? Salam alaikum. Delivery, please ring the doorbell. Okay, thank you. Yes, main gate on the corner. Ring the doorbell, please. Yes. Thank you. Yo, I just got my monitor. So now I'm gonna have like a little monitor over here so that next time when I talk to you, I don't have to go like this all the time. I can just sit like this and I can probably get comfortable. Like actually bring this in like this and then just sit. Okay. What's the difference between Wassalamu alaikum? Yeah. What's the difference between IDE? What's the difference between the meta quotes IDE and VS Code? Is it fair to say that the meta quotes IDE is like a mini IDE? Yeah, I think this is a valid question, to be honest, because of that earlier definition we... All right, we'll get this answer, and then I'm probably going to end the stream. Stayed a little longer than usual because we've been having so much fun. At least I have. I really like learning these new things. And also, thank you for telling me about this T3 code. I'm gonna probably look into it a little more alone, just so I can fully utilize it, because apparently this is like the next level over these harnesses. Ask it to build something small. Is it small as it is free? Wait. Free completely, like always? What's the limits? And the answer, let me see the answer first. Okay, so it says, yes, mini IDE is a fair way to describe the MetaQuotes IDE meta editor, but it's worth being precise about why. Meta editor, MetaQuotes IDE. Single language, everything is built around MQL5. Legacy is MQL4, yes. One compiler, 1.ex5 target. Let me make sure the order got through. Yes. There we go. I'm gonna say thank you real quick, and we are done. Next session, monitor. Straight up monitor. Yeah, well, honestly, this is gonna be a little worse than Fable always anyway, but depending on the price and how well you know your own code, you can get a lot more done with something like this, right? So over time, this is gonna be much more useful. Yeah, free model, but there's limit. But open code plan is $5. You can do around 7 to 9 billion DeepSeek tokens on that plan. I think that's a lot of tokens, because I don't even get to like 1 million when I'm using Fable. Wait, if there's like a 1 million session, all right, this is my attempt at math. There's like a 1 million context window in a session. 1 billion is 1,000 millions. That's like 1,000 sessions, but then you're saying 7 to 9. Like 9,000 sessions. And you never really truly get to the end. So throw that number up to 14,000. Wait. All right, that's as far as my math goes. I tried. DeepSeek is really cheap though. Okay, then yeah, I think I'm right with my math, because that's a lot of sessions. Probably, you know what this opens up the door for, to be honest? I'm very interested in loops right now, specifically something called the gauntlet loop, because some guy yesterday was messaging like, hey, check the gauntlet loop. I was like, I checked it, and yes, if it's done correctly, I think it can do a lot. Now here's the thing. I wouldn't have done it on Fable because it's just extensive. Like, it goes here. What's a gauntlet loop? I was gonna stop the stream, but the gauntlet loop came up. So we gotta see the gauntlet loop. This becomes feasible if it's really cheap. Gauntlet loop by Matt Schumer. Okay, you already know what it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if you have a cheap model, and you have something like a loop kind of workflow, and you have like the remote control, it's like this is built for exactly this. You know what I mean? And especially if it's UI related, for example. My friend Jamil, who commented earlier, I think he just dropped in just like to comment. He trolled a little, I think, but he's doing that. He's trying to do a thing where he clones sites. Okay. So with something like this, if you set up a loop properly enough and have it use something like Shufsand, then you can probably get it to actually, with the gauntlet loop, clone a site, the UI front end only, not the back end architecture and super base stuff. Maybe try this with DeepSeek. I will, and if it works, like I'll probably open source that workflow as well, because I'm a programmer like that. I open source things. Let's see what this says really quick before we end up to far zoom. Gauntlet and gauntlet loop isn't a standard fixed term, and search and dev all your skills and found zero use. Wait, all your skills. Whoa, wait, hold on. Look, check this out. It can see my skills already. Example, EA walk. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. No, it's not migrated in. There's gonna be a way. I'll look into this later. Got distracted, my bad. Let's see what Gauntlet is. As a test term, most likely in your world, Gauntlet is a sequence of challenges, obstacles you must survive in order. In CI and QA, it means running the full battery of checks back to back, lints, unit tests, integrations, E2E, perf, stress. I guess perf like performance, stress like stress test. Not sure what lint or E2E or you don't rather than one in isolation. So this is basically like since it's a battery, it's like a sequence, like you do this step, this step, this step, this step, this step, and then you loop and you go from this step. So it's like a loop, but it's more than just do this, then this, then this. Yeah. It's running that a gaunt loop is running that full battery repeatedly. Example, you're at yeah, my auto run thing. 8-row battery, chimp verify, yeah. I've done it before. I didn't know that it was called the gauntlet. I just knew that gauntlet is like a type of loop. Interesting. As game design term. OpenCode DeepSeek is a little slow these days because OpenCode made record of users using 8 trillion tokens of DeepSeek in 2 days. I feel like when all the people go to one thing, that one thing probably has some sort of merit. Like that gets, like that's a good way, it's like an indicator to find the thing that's actually the best thing. So I don't know how many other people, or sorry, I mean, I don't know how many users go to the other platforms, but if you had that data, you can compare and see just how powerful it is, really. All right, yeah, I think we'll end the stream here. Thank you for stopping by and checking in. 404. Also, thank you a lot for telling me about T3. Actually, really will help me because I'm thinking of trying these other models. I've been only using Claude for a while. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it all the time, but I'm pretty sure that I should learn it at least because chances are GPT will beat Anthropic at one point in time, or OpenAI will beat Anthropic. There's going to be a race, and when that happens, then I'm already prepared. So that's what I'm thinking of. So if I learn T3 and then something happens, Anthropic falls, and then another one of the models beats it in this race, then I'm just ready. I can just switch. I use T3. Also, the remote thing, I want to try that. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. This is the troll guy that I told you about. Jamil. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Goodbye, and I'll talk to you tomorrow again. Thank you for coming in.